that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
I gotta tell you, man. If I were holding the gun, the moment he said, "Here you are," oh fuck you, boom.
Yeah, and he won't do it. He won't do it. You got to watch the movie. I was surprisingly engaged with that movie. I got a kick out of it. I like what's his name?
Matthew
not
Vaughn.
Joaquin Phoenix. Even though I'm okay with Joaquin Phoenix. I am very okay with him, Vaughn. I fucking loved him in that movie, and he's so fucking annoying. And I had a redneck buddy just like that, and he saw that movie, and he started calling me, instead of Carl, he started calling me Fishing Buddy because of that movie. And I'm like, oh, when is this going to end?
I love Matthew Vaughn and everything he does. I think he's awesome. I really do.
But that's
Wedding Crashers too.
Vince Vaughn.
I tell you,
we know what you meant.
What is it now?
Vince Vaughn.
Oh, is it Vince Vaughn? Did I say Matthew? I'm sorry. Yeah, Vince Vaughn is awesome. I tell you what, a little known gem of his, if you're a wrestling fan, you know about it. It's called Fighting with My Family, and he plays the coach in it, and he is damn awesome in that movie. He really is.
And Jon Favreau plays his brother or brother-in-law.
Does he? I don't remember that, but
Jon Favreau is in that movie. Yeah.
Well, it's about Paige, the youngest woman to ever win the WWE Championship. And I was fixing to say Jon Favreau's not in that movie, buddy. The Rock's in this movie.
He did a film about wrestling with his family.
What Nick Frost was the one.
Nick Frost played the dad. Yeah, Nick Frost played the father. What's her name from Game of Thrones? The bitch. She's the mom in it. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting names.
That.
She was the same one that played Sarah Connor on the TV show. Headley, is that her last name?
Nina Headley.
Yeah, she plays the mom in it. The wrestler is actually played by Florence Pugh before anybody knew who she was. I mean, it's a really good movie. It was produced by The Rock, by Dwayne Johnson, and it's a pretty good telling of the life of Paige, the wrestler, and she was the youngest woman to ever win the WWE Championship, the Divas Championship, the women's belt. And it's a really great movie. Highly recommend it. And it's got Vince Vaughn as the coach, and he is awesome in it. Yep.
Trying to find that movie that they did.
Him and Jon Favreau?
Yeah, where Favreau's constantly trying to put him into headlocks and shit.
Friggin' the Rock in Fighting with My Family tells him her nickname near the end of the movie, his nickname near the end of the movie, and says, "Yeah, that's porn star." And she goes, "Porn star? Why do you call him that?" He goes, "Because he makes people famous. That's why." Or no, sex tape. That's what he calls him. Sex tape.
Oh,
sex tape.
Yeah, sex tape. Yeah, that's sex tape. And he's like, "Why do you call him that?" Because he makes people famous. Yeah.
By the way, another great fighting film is Brawl in Cell Block 99.
With him in it. Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
Man. You know, what I love about him is he can play either badass or just goofy, get on your nerves idiot. You know what I mean? He can do either equally. You know, it's fantastic. Love him.
Yeah, they had that movie, The Watch, that got delayed because of something that was in the movie that was controversial because something happened. I can't remember what the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking love the shit out of that. Was it Four Christmases? I think that was it. The Four Christmases that deals with his weird fucking family.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
With Jon Favreau, Robert Duvall, Greasy Witherspoon is in it. Which, you know, as much as I don't like her as a person, damn it, I enjoy her on screen. She's like lovable in anything she does.
Yeah.
And Sissy Spacek and John Voight are in it too.
Wow.
And
Four Christmases?
It's called Four Christmases.
Okay.
Written
I remember
as the
that.
word four.
I'll watch anything with that guy in it, I'll tell you. Trust me, folks, we're going to talk about the Sting. It's just I didn't know Gary was going to show
Eventually, yes, we'll get there.
at the beginning of the show.
At some point we're gonna get to whatever. What movie are we doing today? I forgot what movie we're doing.
I
here it is, right here.
I think it's a biopic about Sting, the singer.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, it is.
That's too funny.
Oh. So this is the movie. This is the cast, and this is a moment right here where, like, he's going at him. You can see Jon Favreau's face, like he's giving him his war face. I enjoy the crap out of that. There it is. Yeah. Here's an image of him. He's pinning him on the floor in the living room. And this is like a fucking nightmare for Vince Vaughn's character.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, it's about wrestling and family and the weird having to split your Christmases up.
Yeah.
As you get older, because you have her family and your family.
Right.
And
What's
then
the name of that
if they split up, then it's her one family and her other family and his other family.
Yeah.
As a divorce. And that's what this movie's about.
Martin, he said it was Four Christmases. That's the name of it.
Four.
Okie-dokie.
Yeah.
FOUR, 4, as in the number 4.
Yeah.
So enjoyed the crap out of it. Let's see who's all here in the chat right now. Let's see what's going on here. We got Gambit here first in the house. He wrote with a clever making scheme. It is, and I said this to Joe, and Joe totally got what I was saying. This is a Mission Impossible movie.
Yes. Yeah.
But
you know what? Think about the opening scene in the first Mission Impossible movie where they get rid of the entire room. Right at the end of what they're doing. Yeah, it's exactly
that is this movie. They are Robert Redford and Paul Newman's team are agents of karma, and they're out to get one of the richest gangsters known for cheating, and they're going to teach him a fucking lesson.
Yep,
and take his fucking money. I love it.
And they're playing the long game. They really are, man. Yeah, it's.
And what's so great about this film is how even we, the audience, are supposed to be aren't in on it.
No,
they don't. They only let
not totally.
We
know pieces of it, but yeah.
Yeah, we know pieces. We know Robert Redford and we know Paul Newman, but there's other shit going on. There are other pieces at play.
Yeah, that
we're not aware of. And I went to see it because I told you the story. I saw this at the big theater in DC, and it's like you had to wear a tie kind of place.
Oh, okay.
You dress nice. So my dad wore a jacket and tie, and I wore a jacket and tie. And during the admission, we got up and I just remember these giant freaking chandeliers that just were gorgeous. They had long crystals on. They hung it was vaulted ceilings. It was like just one of those experiences that it just blew me away. And this is long before my dad ever said that thing to me that he said to me in 77, because this is back in 73. And we go see this movie opening night, and we go out for intermission to get something to drink, something to eat, or go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and because I gulp my soda. I don't like waste my soda. I drink it, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. And so as I go into the bathroom, it's one of those low lit bathrooms. It's a fancy bathroom with recessed lighting, hidden lighting, shit like that. It's painted like this dark grayish blue, and it's really pretty to the eye when you see it, the way it's lit. And I go into the stall, and as I'm standing in the stall peeing, because I have a shy bladder, I have to pee in a stall. I can't pee next to someone. I'll be just standing there waiting forever. And they'll think I'm like, are you hitting on me? No, I just have trouble peeing in front of people. Just go away so I can pee.
Right.
But now I'm curious. I'm like, how long can your bladder last? So I'm in the toilet stall. Yeah, and I'm peeing, and I look up, and I see this. It looked like a giant razor blade. You remember the old style razor blades? It's like this chrome metal, and
Yep.
it had like a slit, like a Kleenex box in the middle. I'm looking at it like, what is that? And so I pulled the paper out. It was onion paper, and I'm like, wow. I'm looking at it, and it's like got this cool oval shape, and it looked like it had a human head silhouette inside that you push through, and it flopped through. And I'm like, this is so freaking cool. What is this? So I'm done peeing, and I'm just standing there trying to figure out in this toilet stall what this thing is. And I went, oh my God, I know what this is. And so I walk out of the bathroom, and my dad turns and looks at me, and I have this thing around my fucking neck, hanging down my chest. And I said, look, Dad, they've got bibs in there for keeping snacks off of you.
Ah.
And my dad rips it off of me,
Ah.
crumples it up and throws it away. He says, just be quiet. People were laughing, and I'm like, what? Like, and then he told me, and then I was humiliated. I'm like, oh man, you mean I could have sat down? So
Progressive Gary. Being sitting.
Hey, Tim with the Sting, the Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner story. I love that when they did Bring on the Night, the documentary of him building his band after the police. And Bradford Marcellus pulls out a newspaper and starts reading from this article that Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner says his full name, and Sting's like, keep it up, Bradford, keep it up. And he goes, from that point, he starts calling him Gordy. What's up, Gordy? Which just annoys the crap out of Sting, because later he during the the narration, he explains that like even his children call him Sting. And I'm like, that's just fucking weird, Sting.
That is weird. Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
You have a name. That's a character you played. Come on, man.
And as devastated as he was when his parents died, he wrote 2 albums of music just because of his parents, and I consider one of them probably one of the best. I don't want to call it straight rock because it's not, but it has rock on it. But it's that it's like a version of prog rock. It's very experimental. And on the album, he had the running theme from the beginning to the end of the album that ran through almost every song. And he even used a musical cue in 3 songs separately and found a way of finding his way back to that theme. I thought it was probably one of the best albums he ever wrote.
Never really followed him after the police. I really didn't. Some of his hits and stuff, which were few,
Oh, he made bigger hits on his own. He made bigger hits as a solo artist than he did. No, it's a fact.
I understand that. I'm just saying. I think the better stuff's with the police, but that's just me.
So the Soul Cages was about his father, and that song is about sons and fathers. The whole album is about that relationship of sons and fathers. Yeah, that's the one, Sandra. You got it. And I consider it probably one of the best things he ever put out. And he slowly started to dwindle. Like, I really did like Tim Sumner's Tales. And I enjoyed Mercury Falling. But Brand New Day, I was very disappointed with that album. Sacred Love, Songs from the Labyrinth, If on a Winter's Night, I just, I don't know. I think his ability to write hits was gone.
Tell him, Gambit.
Yeah. No. You're talking to a guy who was an original fucking. I met them in England, and I didn't know who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
And I just saw these 3 platinum-haired guys in a studio, and I got to go in the studio. Didn't talk to them, didn't shake their hands. I just saw them going, "That's some crazy hair." I was 13. Like,
did you went to the studio's bathroom?
No, not that time. But no, the story of Glasgow when I was there with my dad. And that was finally when my dad broke down and said, "What is it with you in bathrooms?
Yeah, a lot of
I
bathrooms.
don't know, Dad.
A lot of bathrooms.
I have embarrassing things that happen to me in bathrooms. Well, yeah, there was a lot of inspiration from some of the real guys out there. So the screenplay by David S. Ward, great fucking script, was inspired by real life cons perpetrated by brothers Fred and Charlie Gondorf and documented by David Maurer in his 1940 book, The Big Con, the story of the, come on, where's his next one? Confidence Man. And that's what they were called. They got called later con men, but they were called confidence men because they would take each other into each other's confidence, and they would then take their marks into their confidence and screw them for their money. And it's one of those few times where you'll hear stories of guys that actually had morals, criminals, that they would screw each other over. Their job, as they saw it, was to screw those other people out and never screw each other over. Otherwise, there's no point in doing this. By the way, the artwork that you see in the background here is by Richard Amsel, and it's very similar to the style that also Drew Struzan made famous, like on Alice Cooper's album cover, Greatest Hits.
It always made me think of those Saturday Evening Post covers.
Well, that's the look. It is the look. And the artist that they're doing is Leyendecker. Leyendecker is this great artist. And by the way, I'm just a walking encyclopedia of pop artists, like artists that did artwork, from Norman Rockwell. This was not Norman
That's
Rockwell.
what I was thinking of, Rockwell. Yeah.
This is specifically Leydecker's artwork. Mm-hmm. And I've always loved this artwork. Richard Amsel, and the area that I can catch, and I can always tell the difference between Lydecker Amsel when he uses Leydecker's style from Drew Struzan's, because stylistically they're exactly the same, except for one thing. And I told you this, Martin, see if you remember. What's the one thing different between the way Amsel does portraits to the way Drew does them?
I can't remember.
Cartoonish eyes. He does the eyes when you have eyes facing forward, like on Robert Redford. His eyes are just slightly bigger than normal.
Yep.
To get your attention, just slightly. Drew does all of his portraiture spot on, photo accurate. It's just the way he does it. Amsel had a style all his own. That's why, I will always love his two Raiders posters.
Yeah.
The one with the whip and the one where he's holding the whip over his shoulder.
Right.
And that great fucking movie posters.
Yeah.
But when you look at him, as much as you can tell that's Harrison Ford, it's still not.
Yeah.
There's a bit of cartoonishness to the way he did it. And then you turn around and you look at the way Drew did it for like Temple of Doom. That's straight from the fucking movie. And it's hand painted, but it is accurate.
Yeah.
So this was Amsel that did this.
My favorite portrait I've ever seen is Rockwell's self-portrait. That is awesome because he's got three different styles of portrait. It's a 3/4, it's a straight on, and a profile all in one portrait. The way he did it, it's awesome.
And a back shot.
Yeah,
and a back shot.
Yep.
Because he is the subject in the painting.
Yep.
Painting himself.
Yep.
I fucking love the way he did that.
Yeah. I always find
breaks
funny
the fourth wall.
I always find funny artist named Drew. I mean, Drew drew this.
Yeah, Drew drew this. There you go.
By the way, before we begin with the movie,
there's some pictures of civilian casualties.
Fuck you, Tim.
There you go.
Oh man.
I was trying to find something for you guys.
But yeah, we were beforehand, which one do we like better, this one or Butch Cassidy? And I like Butch Cassidy better just because I'm not really into the heist movie. You know what I mean? This really is the kind of feel I get from this one. So,
yeah. Well, yes, it is a heist movie. I like heist movies or movies about when the protagonist is a criminal. I really like them when they are screwing up another criminal.
Right,
not
like
innocent
Ocean's
people.
11 and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's a lot of fun.
That's my problem with Butch Cassidy. They are screwing up innocent people.
Yeah, they are. They are. But it's a
I
different
can
time.
I cannot see them as heroes. I can't. However, when you see one criminal just decided that guy is even worse than I am, so I have to fuck it up.
Right.
Okay, I can be behind that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. This is J.C. Lydecker, for whom both Drew Struzan and Richard Amsel took great inspiration from. And these are specifically the styles of artwork that he's doing. This is for the Saturday Evening Post.
Yeah.
This too.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And Lydecker, what he's famous for, though, is the Arrow shirt model.
Okay.
And he was the artist for Arrow shirts. I mean, look at these.
Yeah.
And he had a very specific way of doing choppy lighting on his characters. And you can see some of it here, where you see, instead of smooth transitions, you can see lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were using, that style.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very specific style in how he did lighting. And absolutely, Amsel borrowed from that for this poster.
Yeah.
If you look up, do you see on the top of Paul Newman's forehead, right where the forehead meets the hat, it looks like there's some light spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's because he's using that angled thing, and it left angles of light in there. And it's kind of odd looking, because it's the first thing I notice is
it makes it look like there's holes in the bill of his hat. This is what it looks like.
Where's the light coming from? There's no light there.
Yeah.
It's because of the way he painted it. He was imitating J.C. Lydecker's style.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, that is an iconic movie poster right there. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. You see that, you know exactly what movie it's from. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And of course, they use a similar style within the movie for each chapter and for the opening titles. They even got movie lights and movie cameras in the artwork there. Like, the movie's aware of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got that great intro where you meet each character.
See, I like it when they do that at the end of movies. I like it when they do that at the end of movies. That's when
I like it at the beginning too, because it's like, this is what you're in for. Look at all these people. And Dimitri Arliss plays an interesting character. Yeah. And when I was sitting there and that happens in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was floored.
Yeah.
Of a cool angle. When I talked about Alice Cooper, Drew Struzan's artwork for Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits album, there's the fold out in her artwork. And this image right here at the beginning of this movie always reminds me of that artwork.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's been years since I've seen it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's the fold out from the album Greatest Hits, and you've got this great drawing of the band standing in front of an old Model A or Model T. I don't know which one it is. And they're standing in front of it. It might have been a Packard. And they've all got like gangster coats on and fedoras and shit. Great fucking artwork.
Yep.
Drew Struzan was fucking brilliant with what he did with Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Hated Alice Cooper's music when I was a kid. Scared the shit out of me. But I owned that artwork. I went out with my nutpaper.
You didn't have a copy of $1 Million Baby, man? Come on. Are you serious?
I owned the albums. I just
thought we all had that. Yeah.
I didn't listen to it. Because Alice Cooper did that little movie for TV called Welcome to My Nightmare. And I was terrified of that guy until I was like a teen.
Hey, he was doing his job right then. The father of the grand show and concert, Really, everybody that does that.
Now I've got to.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Trivia.
Go.
About the scene coming up. Who is? I swear to God, you guys in the chat use Google or IMDb. I will fucking know it. Who that black actor is?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, you fucker.
I don't know.
It's Robert Earl Jones.
Wow.
It looks well. His
Robert
son looks a lot
Earl
like him. And
Jones.
Gotcha.
When he was young, when you see pictures of Robert Earl Jones when he was young, looked just like James Earl.
Really?
Or I should
the
say
voice,
James Earl looked just like him.
the voice almost got me.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him talk, I said, "Man, is that no?
No,
He's too
can't
old.
be.
He's too old. No, but man, they share the voice."
Yeah, you know he lived all the way till 2006.
Wow.
He got to have his dad all the way up to 06.
Good for him.
Good one, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will also point out something that sometimes you're in the real streets of Chicago, sometimes you're in Los Angeles, and sometimes you're on the back lot. They did such a good job in this film that if it weren't for one thing, I wouldn't have known they were on a back lot.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that some of these alleys were used in Star Trek.
Star
specifically
Trek?
in the-
You say?
Yes.
It's the same. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same
Probably the
street.
same lot.
In fact, you'll see.
Especially in the MIDI episode.
And
Okay.
what was that show? Bones.
Yeah.
The TV show showing the back lot there is the same location used in Bones. The TV
This is a
show
great
Bones.
scene, though, man.
That's
Look
James
at
Earl
him.
Jones' daddy right there. Yeah,
Look
man.
at him.
Yep.
I'm your father. Wait a minute. I'm
James.
white.
I'm your father.
Well, there's cases about that. I am one of them. Daddy was black.
No, your dad could be James Earl Jones, what you're saying.
I wish.
I wish.
I mean, his discourses and maybe his chastising would have been a little bit different with that voice.
Even when I was a kid, when he stuffed it down his pants, and I went, he just did a switch because I studied math.
I knew he was doing a switch as soon as he said, "Give me the rest of it, or it won't look real." I'm like, "Oh, dude, you just gave him all your money." Oh, that's too great.
And he goes away thinking, I got away with all that money. And all he's got is tissue.
Yes.
Left him in a rolled up piece.
Just made the easiest $5,000 I've ever made.
Yeah.
Look at him laughing about it in the back of the cab. Then he gets the bad news.
Keep telling that to yourself.
Gentlemen, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. Did the worst thing you can do during the day before streaming. I took a nap like an idiot. Oops. Be right back.
I mean, he was already looking old. His son was already an actor in film. And he lived another 43 years. I love this, how much money they make off this.
11,000 in 1936.
And a lot of like one thing that Anima had some trouble with watching this is she couldn't understand how he was able to be talking to Roy. I mean, not Roy Scheider. What's his name? Played Quint.
Robert Shaw.
Robert Shaw, and also being hunted by him. And I said because he's two different characters within the story. For for the Sting, he's this other guy. He's playing another guy in the Sting. And the real version of him is still there, and they're trying to kill him.
Hey, Reed, By the way, I'm gonna pause it here because Tim sent me 2 pictures that he wants you to see. So
Okay. Yeah, that's it
look
right
at
there. That's it. And that shot reminds me of that opening scene. You got Bogart over there on the left. You got Groucho Marx all the way over on the right. I can't see from here, but I think there's another face there I recognized in the artwork. And of course, the band. Oh, Gloria Swanson there, the platinum blonde. Just great fucking artwork. Look at that. That's Edward G. Robinson over on the left dancing with that woman. I don't know. I can't tell who the others are. I've never seen this one. I've only seen this artwork. And I love that up in the little box is the image of the Valentine's Day massacre. The guy's lined up against the wall. That's fucking cool shit, man. Drew Struzan, this is early stuff for him. And who sent that?
Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Whatever, Tim. No, man, thank you.
That's cool. Joe Lewis's sparring partner. Big enough. Yeah. Yeah, these are the kinds of theaters where they also did a lot of the fan dancing.
Ah, man. He got, oh,
Yeah, he loses it all.
because he's a dumb fuck in his personal life.
Well, I love it because it ends up being the last line he delivers in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, he says, "You want your split?" And he goes, "Nah, I just wasted."
Well, that's an excuse. That's an excuse for him not wanting the money. He doesn't do this thing for money. He wants to hurt the guy that killed his friend. That's all he wants. It's astounding how you could see Brad Pitt doing many of Redford's part.
Right here, this is not Chicago. That is the back lot. The brownstone.
Mm.
They were very clever in how they shot this film. And even though it was only technically 3 years later, they did night for night shots in this, and I like that.
$11,000. Woohoo!
See what the Big Mick wants to do about it, and of course, that's Robert Shaw's character.
Now, forgive my ignorance. Is that limp part of show or part of the character?
I think it's part of the character because I think it's written into it. By the way, there's another actor from Butch Cassidy.
Yes, flat nose.
Yeah, flat nose.
Oh man, that dialogue between him and Butch when the other guy wants to take on the gang and say, "You couldn't possibly have chosen him."
Yeah, and Now, you brought up the writer of this. One of the cool things about this is he was Ward is his name. He was really inspired to write this screenplay because he was doing research about pickpockets and got involved in reading about these guys and ended up reading that book about confidence men.
Mm-hmm.
Now he gets this big suit, and instead of get a hat, he's going around with that beret. God damn it!
Gary, where's the show going out to so I can monitor your chats for you? Where's that at? You got the YouTube.
It's on Rumble.
Okay.
It's on Twitter.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I'll go pop them out, check them out.
Because you got another guy that's got a great career that worked on this film is Rob Cohen. But Rob Cohen, at the time this was made, was really just a reader at the studio for Mike Medvoy. And basically, he happened to run across this script in a slush pile, which is just like a stack. It is literally a stack of scripts that they're supposed to go through and either shit can them or put them as potential projects. And his job was to read the script for the producers. And he read the script and fell in love with it.
Slush pile, huh? Yeah. That's like, you know what I think of every time I hear something like that? You've seen Argo when they're looking for a script and it's piles of scripts they're going through, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the author, David Maurer, that wrote the book, he sued them. And because the movie was too much, he said, like his book. Mm-hmm. And they settled for like $500,000, some shit like that. And it was ridiculous that, you know, it's like similarities should not fucking get you a lawsuit, in my opinion. You better prove,
right,
beyond a shadow of a doubt, that came from your fucking script. Similarities is bullshit. If they tried to pull that today, a lawsuit like that today, it would get laughed out of court.
Right.
So what you're telling me is the book, your book, had two protagonists in it working together to con another guy. Man, yeah, obviously stole it from you.
Obviously, yes. It's not like there's not 50 scripts with that very thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got to tell you, I love the photography in this film too. The lighting in it, like this, this alleyway. Charles Durning, he's an absolute war hero. This guy, great fucking actor too. Charles Durning. I was sad when he died, but I'm like, man, that guy lived a great long life, man, and was in a lot of great fucking film. He was one of those great character actors. And guys like Newman and Redford surrounded themselves by gifted character actors because they knew that it would help sell their stories, their films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's side and backlit. You have no key lighting on it. It's made to look like it's really on the street. I like when he walks by him, he says, you still owe me. I'll let you owe me. Yeah, The Godfather is some of the best lighting I've ever seen in a film. And people talk about like the movie Stanley Kubrick's period piece, not Tom Jones. What was that movie he did during the French Revolution?
The Duelist?
The Duelist is the good one. They use natural lighting. But what Stanley Kubrick did with his, I would call him his assistant, his director of photography because Kubrick knew how he was going to light and everything before.
Thank you,
Barry
Meth.
Lyndon. Thank you, Meth. Barry Lyndon was all fake. The lighting looks natural in that movie, but it cost him a fortune to do it. Whereas Ridley Scott went out with his DP, because he also is a DP on his own, and used natural lighting in the film, candlelight, torchlight. Just it's fucking amazing. And as far as I'm concerned, also The Duelist is a better film than Barry Lyndon structurally. I consider it a better story, and it doesn't fucking take you 4 fucking hours to watch it. You can actually get it in under 2, and you get a great story. I love Stanley Kubrick. Never get me wrong. He is someone to be studied. But the fact is God damn, he got long in the tooth to some of the shit he did and then wondered why it didn't sell. So, and that's, oh, look at that matte painting. That was gorgeous, man. And look at these cars. That's the car right there. That's the one that's on the cover of the inner cover, fold out. And here's a woman that is not pretty in any way, shape, or form. But God, she's a great actress, is Eileen Brennan. I mean, I just want to put this out there. The cast in this movie, Paul Newman, Robert Redford, Robert Shaw, get them out of the way. Charles Durning, Ray Walston, Eileen Brennan, Harold Gould. What Eileen Brennan is best known for is Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn. She played her senior officer. Harold Gould is in this, who's more known for TV. But God, he's good. Dana Elcar is in this too. And do you guys know what he played in this, right? The FBI agent.
Oh God,
Yeah,
he's really familiar looking from a lot of TV back then, right?
MacGyver.
That's right. That's right.
He was in MacGyver. He was also Dimitri.
I didn't watch much MacGyver, so I would have never known that. Yeah,
he played Dimitri in the movie 2010, The Year We Make Contact, which was a sequel to 2001, which I think is an underrated film.
It is an underrated movie.
Really fucking great
it's no 2001, but it's a great story. I think it's really good.
Well, that's just it. It's an actual story, whereas 2001 is not. It's just, as Homer Simpson would say, just a bunch of stuff that happens.
Yeah. It's kind of incoherent. I've always thought that about that.
Look, man.
Great visuals. Don't get me wrong, but it's really
go in high, drop some LSD. That is the best thing you will ever fucking watch. No, seriously, that's how they made their money. Stoners.
If I may, I wouldn't say that it's incoherent, but I would certainly trade that those 15 minutes of psycho images, of psychedelic images, by the explanation of why Hal did what he did. And that explanation was in the second.
Well, he was confused. Yeah, it's in the second film. It explains he got confused. He was given contradictory orders. Now, I'm stopping it here because I love the fact that when these two meet, Paul Newman's passed out drunk. And he's like, walks in there and he hears him snoring, but he can't see him. And he looks over around the side of the bed and he's on the floor, passed out with his face pressed up against the wall. And he helps him into the bathroom, puts him in the tub, and just turns on a cold shower. He's like, "You sober yet?"
They never say it, but in my head canon, he was that hammered because the previous night he got word that his friend got killed, and he got drunk up about that. That's how
character I see it. Or Paul Newman?
Paul Newman. Paul Newman got drunk.
Who was his friend that died?
Oh, the black guy. The partner of Robert Redford.
I think we're having a different conversation here. I said you mean Newman in real life, or
no. I mean in the movie. We're talking about the movie.
All right. No, I asked you, and you said no, and then you went no. You meant yes is what you meant. And was my question was, are we talking about the movie or what? Robert Shaw is a cheater. He's made a career of fucking cheating.
At everything.
At everything. I love the way he says fella.
Yeah, fella.
Well, he couldn't cheat the shark. Tell you that.
Yeah. He tried to beat the house, and the house won. He never beat the house. This was one of my favorite things as a kid because I love these things, carousels. I love them. And they had
That's
an
something
indoor
you
carousel.
and Foxy have in common. I've got a shit ton of carousel horses. Yeah.
It's I just like the carousel and the horses. I like it all together. And whenever I go a place, even though I won't get on the horses or get in the wagon, I'll stand up there with my kid on the ride. I won't just let them do it by themselves because I am actually enjoying myself. I love those things, man.
Yeah.
Jack later said, I had enough business acumen to know the Sting was going to be a huge hit. But at the same time, Chinatown and The Last Detail were more interesting films to me. And I get why he feels that way. Because those are straightforward. One's a neo-noir film, and the other one is a straightforward character study. And both have Nicholson. You know, there you go. But in this movie, you've got two fascinating characters getting ready to do something, and we, the audience, think we're in on it, and we're not.
Nope.
We only get to see part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, when that scene in the alleyway takes place, that morning of the Sting, even Robert Redford wasn't in on it.
Yeah.
What was going
on. Mm-hmm. You talking about when he was meeting the girl? Yeah.
They're keeping little things from each other and from us, the audience.
Well, shoot, in the final analysis, in the final part, I didn't know the FBI guys were in on it.
I got that.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't get it.
I suspected, even as a kid, I was 9 years old when I saw this. By the way, this is the most unbelievable scene in the movie, that this chick just sort of like blows off Robert Redford. Yeah, scoffs him. Yeah, scoffs him. It's like, yeah, whatever. A chick that's not that pretty scoffing Robert Redford, who's drop dead fucking gorgeous. Yeah, bullshit.
There's certain tiers of human beings. Prince and Robert Redford are in that class where even dudes go, "Wow, that's a good looking dude." Even if they're not homosexuals.
I think Prince was as ugly as on the side of a car. You ask me.
Dude, which comedian did that bit? I think it was Jamie Foxx talking about how pretty friggin' Prince was. He said, I was even thinking about jumping him at one point.
Yeah. By the way, Nicholson, we brought up Nicholson a minute ago. He was offered the role in this film, and he turned it down because he thought Chinatown and The Last Detail were better and more interesting to him.
Are you Gambit?
No, you didn't learn anything about me, Tim. Okay, I'm a flaming heterosexual. Homer. Oh, I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body. Okay, just relax.
I'm an extremely straight man trapped in a gay man's body.
There you go.
That's how I've always said it, and people go,
"Wait, what?" Let me think.
I'm like going. There are certain things about me that kind of come off as gay when people first meet me and they don't know, but then after a few minutes, after they've seen me eyeing girls, because I will eyeball girls. I fuck the shit out of a girl, and like, good God, I love looking at women. There's Gould. I fucking love that guy, and he's also wearing one of my favorite hats, the Homburg hat, which is based on the fedora, but it's steamed in a way that it curls upward, and that was very popular with gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to have a really nice Homburg hat. Plus, I had a couple of good fedoras, too.
He's a great actor, man. I love that guy. He's been in so many things.
Gould? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, every single character actor in this movie.
It's great. Yeah.
Just some of the best.
When I saw Ned Beatty, I was like, oh, yeah. This movie's got clout. Yep. I hadn't watched it in a long time. I got to tell you, I had not seen it in forever. It's been a long time since I've seen it. What was the best picture of 73? Was that right? 73? Yeah.
It swept the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see where Durning walks up to her and as the cop, gumshoe.
Yeah.
And he's trying to menace her and she's not buying it. But then she tries to fuck with him right back. And because he says, well, how about if I go check myself? And she goes, you go ahead down there, but I think the chief of police is going to be too happy if he sees you. And that scares him into not going down that hall.
Yep.
She knew exactly what to say to him. I love it. By the way, I want to talk to you about this slasher friend. I'm glad you brought that up. So when they wanted to do the sequel, Redford and Newman were like, fuck no. That's a one and done. That's a great movie. Don't fuck with the formula. Yep. And so, but the studio wanted to make some money. So what did they do? Well, they did the math in their head. Well, Paul Newman's best known for The Hustler. Who else was in The Hustler? You had George C. Scott and you had Jackie Gleason in Minnesota Fats.
Right.
And I'm like, that I guarantee you that was in Zanuck and Brown's fucking head when they produced that fucking movie.
I forget who's in the sequel. Wasn't that about boxing?
Jackie Gleason.
Was it about boxing?
It's about boxing, but it's Jackie Gleason is the main character pulling the sting. And they were going for the Minnesota Fats energy with him, and the movie tanked. This film, on the other hand, did not tank because once again, this is 1970 money, $5.5 million budget. Okay. And it made back just in the US, $257 million.
Wow.
Now you do the math to today money, 1973 to today.
1973. I will do it right now, buddy.
It made what 50
How much did you say it was? How many millions? 250?
Yeah.
257 million.
57. Okay.
Yeah. It's glued in my head.
Gotcha.
So anyway, I'm glad you brought that up, Slasher Fred, because I do believe that The Hustler is the connection to why Jackie Gleason is in the sequel to this movie. And it's not any good. Don't ever watch it. Don't waste your time on it. You'll just be sad. But Color of Money, on the other hand, was a sequel to The Hustler. And yes, Color of Money did pretty well. It helped make Tom Cruise a star.
It was, I don't know. I consider that one of the first legacy sequels I ever saw. I mean,
that was any good. Yeah.
It was how many years afterwards that they had made that? It was the 60s to when did that come out?
20 some years.
80s?
20 some years. 20
some plus years.
Came out in 86.
Mm-hmm.
And the budget for the film was $14 million, and that thing made $52 million at the box office, which was a win for them. It's not like this movie, The Sting, but they made money. They made their bank.
Plus, okay, to answer your question, adjusted for inflation, what The Sting made in 73 was $257 million. Today, it would have made $1,865 million. So we're talking
that's a lot of
million.
fucking money.
Dude, you cannot enunciate those numbers like that. You have to say like Dr. Evil. $1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Slasher Fred.
Almost $2 billion.
You need to come at us with better trivia than that. Everybody here knows that they played Ralph Cramden.
Yeah.
I mean, we make fucking to the moon jokes on this show. Bang, zoom.
Right. One of these days, Alice.
And you know what? This is something a lot of people don't know. And I don't know if you guys know. But that show was so fucking popular that the competing network paid him a shit ton of money to not come back with more.
Wow. Wow.
He got rich not off of the show, but off of not doing the show.
Not doing the show. All I know is he was completely snubbed when he wasn't nominated for Smokey and the Bandit. I'm sorry. I will stand
and his
on that.
His last movie with Tom Hanks is actually a real good movie. It's Nothing in Common, and my God, that's my dad and my relationship right there.
Okay.
That movie is our relationship.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
We need to do it. You need to see that movie. If you like Jackie Gleason, you need to see that movie.
I do enjoy that guy. One of the movies you never hear about these days is The Toy because of the subject matter. But it's a great movie.
Yeah. A white guy owning a black guy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's a great movie. It's a fantastic flick.
It seems to me while we're making this movie, there's something we're overlooking that maybe we should consider. I can't quite put my finger on it. It starts with S. It starts with S.
And it's
Y. Bad.
Yeah, and it's bad. Historically bad, if I remember correctly.
God, he looks good in a suit. Look at Gould.
Yep.
That guy was a sharp-looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
He always got stuck playing fathers. He always played dads. What, Martin?
He reminds me of, oh my God, it's Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott?
Oh,
yeah.
With the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. He had a bit part in MASH once that I remember.
Yeah, he was known for TV.
Yeah.
It was his gig. He made a lot of money, but he was a superb actor.
I know where his face is sticking out to me because of Soap. If you watch Soap, when Billy, Crystal's character, goes in to get the transition surgery, right? Or no, he's in the hospital because he does go in for the transition surgery and ends up trying to commit suicide before the surgery. That's why he doesn't get it. But his roommate is...
Well, do you know why?
The guy.
Because they used to do psych evals.
Right.
They would allow
which
someone to go
is what they
surgery.
should be doing, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Making sure that this isn't just, sexual identity dysphoria.
Yeah.
Now they don't worry about that shit. They just want to make their fucking money off these people. They're horrible human beings, these doctors that do this shit.
Yep. But yeah, that's where I remember him. He was the guy that was in there for another surgery, and he kept calling him Fagala. That's what he called
Fagala. Yeah, that's the Yiddish term, Fagala. Yeah. Let's see. So that means, for reference measure, Roy Hill must have watched Little Caesar, Doorway to Hell, Public Enemy. I guarantee you've seen all of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guarantee you. Let's see. Jackie Gleason was known for his role as Ralph. Yeah, I got that one. That's like one of those ones. Like, Fred, I'd fucking delete that one, buddy. That's like walking to a room of women going, "There are girls here." No shit, Sherlock. It's in the way that you use it. Yeah, great song.
It's in the
Eric
way
Clapton.
that you use it.
And it's the one song on that album, August, that was not produced by Phil Collins.
Really?
Huh. Yeah, the studio.
Fissel's in the chat. I don't know if you saw him there.
Or, sorry, not the studio. The label felt that he had no hits on there, so they brought in another producer to do two different songs, and one of them was the hit for that movie, Color of Money. It's in the way that you use it. Great song. I love that guitar intro.
Yep.
And the drums. I love how they play these roles to the teeth.
Yep.
At the risk of dying, they will stay in character.
Yep. Oh, this is where they're putting the track room together. Yeah. Look out. Off-track betting. It's not good for you.
Yeah, it's bad for you. Especially when you find out that they're taking snippets from races, and nobody does this kind of racing anymore. But he doesn't know that. No. And they know he doesn't know that. And so they end up choosing that as the way to use to mark him. Yeah. It's great. Gary Marshall. I love Gary Marshall as a director.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he got his start on television too, with Love American Style, Happy Days and all that shit, Laverne and Shirley. But good God, that guy was a prolific fucking filmmaker.
That's where he met Penny, right?
Well, no, they're siblings.
Are they? Oh, I thought they were married. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
If they were, that's a fucking
that
weird
would be bad.
relationship.
That would be bad.
That's Simon level fucked up, marrying your brother to get a green card.
That would
What's Meth talking about here? I missed this. What's this?
When we're a bad thing that start with S.
Oh, slime. Yeah, Yiddish fagala. Yeah. Robert Shaw is so good in this. And I told Anima, I said, if you want to see him at his peak as an actor, you need to watch A Man for All Seasons with him as Henry VIII. And Schofield opposing him in that movie because he wants a divorce from Anne Boleyn. Or was it divorce from her or to marry her? I can't remember. Here's another great character actor. And he blends in with the scenery in whatever film he's in. It's hard to remember him.
They play this guy like a fucking fiddle, man. It's ridiculous. They really do.
Yeah. I love the dialogue in this film. It wasn't a shark that ate Shaw. It was Snorty.
It was Snortopoopas? Okay. Cool. It's good to know. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that Snortopoopas guy. Look out.
Really? I didn't know that. Wow. I'll have to go check that out.
In the Sinbad movies? Really? What was the movie where he just looked totally out of place, man? He was it was kind of like Sean Connery and Zardoz. There was a movie with Robert Shaw in it where he was just totally out of place. He just looked totally wrong. Of course, my favorite movies with him and him just being the Jaws nut was Jaws and The Deep, another book written by Peter Benchley, was nowhere near as good as Jaws, but they made it into a movie anyway.
Dude, come on. Do not shit talk, Zardoz. No,
I'm just saying, you know,
Diaper Connery. I love it.
You don't see Connery in too many sci-fi movies. That one and what? Outland probably is about the only science fiction movies he made. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul Schofield is so good in that fucking movie. He was probably, because I've listed him in the top 20 greatest actors of the 20th century. Paul Schofield, the guy who just could do anything. And he was really good in that movie, opposing Henry VIII. Starts out as his friend, and he ends up being called out for treason because of a divorce. He wants a divorce. So he's in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. No shit.
That might have been the one I'm talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite roles, and that is the role that got him the part of Quint in Jaws, playing Red Grant in From Russia with Love. Spielberg loved him. He was so imposing in that role. Oh, man.
We just did Battle of Britain the other day. That's got Shaw in it. He trains the pilots in that one.
Yeah, we did that a year ago, I think, on this channel. Like a year or 2 years ago. We did it here. God, that guy had such a flat fucking nose.
There it is. Swashbuckler. That's the one I'm thinking of. Good God, he looked totally out of place in that movie. I just didn't buy it, man. He's too macho to have that friggin' fluffy shirt on and all that shit. It just looked all wrong. Oh, I figured if I looked at his filmography, I'd find it, and that's it.
Which is really funny because he got his big break on TV playing a swashbuckler.
What, did he really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he looks way out of place in that movie.
Battle of Britain. Yes, he is in that movie. He plays the bombardier that drops the atomic bomb.
That's
Of
it.
course, I'm referencing another film, Stanley Kubrick's Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Fearing and Love the Bomb.
Stop worrying and love the bomb. That's right. Yeah. Oh, what a title. That movie
Slim
right there.
Pickens. Slim Pickens fucking rides the atomic bomb all the way to the ground, waving his hat. I love that movie.
It is great, dude. You kidding me? The guy that plays that Air Force officer that loses his mind and gets all that thing started. I saw him in another movie, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, that's Sterling Hayden, man.
Yeah.
I could, give a class on that guy's acting skills.
Okay, the vision I have in my head is he gets shot in the neck, I think, or something. He's grabbing at his neck when he dies.
That's in The Godfather.
That's it. Yeah, he's the cop, right? He's the Irish
McCluskey.
cop. Yeah,
he plays McCluskey.
Right.
And he gets shot in the neck, and he's like,
yeah,
like what's going on? He's confused. He's in shock.
Right? Yeah.
And then he fucking falls forward into the table, breaking the table, smashing. Oh my god, that fucking scene. Fucking scene.
Yeah, they did everything they could to keep Mike from making too much of a commotion, and he just trashed the place.
And almost walked off the scene with the gun in his hand.
Right? Yeah.
And right at the last moment, he remembers and just lifts his hand up to make sure the camera gets it and drops it.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's perfect. A lot of happy little accidents.
Yes.
Boss, I'll be back. Give me a minutes.
You can't go. All the plants are going to die.
I love the use of the L in this movie for establishing location, which is, you keep seeing the supports, the support beams for the L. And there's even a cool little chase scene when Charles Durning's character, the cop, is chasing Redford. Redford goes running up the stairs, climbs up on top of the train cover where they're waiting for the train. And the rain cover, and he fucking jumps off of it down below into the little alley full of homeless people. And they were called Hoovervilles. Any of you who don't know what those things are called, where you would have groups of hobos, homeless people, living during the Great Depression. And he loses himself in there so the cop can't chase him. I love that scene. Plus, the cop ain't jumping that fucking distance. He's too old.
Hell no.
Again, right here, this is the studio backlot. Those are the brownstone buildings again. Oh, of course I know that slasher, Fred. But I don't know if everybody watching or in the chat knows that, so I'm glad you brought it up. It was originally supposed to end in a pie fight.
That's awesome.
They shot it, and it didn't work.
Would have been great, though.
Yeah.
That you must be talking about the war room. That got to be talking about the war room.
It's the war room where it erupts into a pie fight. George C. Scott kept second guessing himself in that role. He kept not wanting to go for laughs and play over the top. But Kubrick tricked him and says, do over the top and then do it the way you want to. Never intending to use the subdued version.
The stuff, yeah. The stuff.
He only used the over-the-top shit. And one of the greatest moments, again, a little happy accident, is when he's going past the camera, he slips and stumbles and gets right back up.
Yeah.
And continues in character. And that ended up in the movie because it just, it looks so fucking great when he does it.
Yeah.
Here's another guy. This guy was a devout Christian in real life. And he ended up going on that show. And I remember my dad and I didn't like Jim Baker. but we would watch because it was like the Tonight Show, but with, Christians. They'd have a lot of big stars on that show for interviews. And they had him on there one time. And I remember that story he told. He says, I pulled up one time just recently because, I have a certain look. I look like a bad guy because they always use me as a bad guy in movies. So I have the look of a bad guy because I helped establish that look of a bad guy.
Yeah.
And he says, so I pulled over to help this lady who had a flat tire. And she saw me and scared the shit out of her and said, no, thank you. No, that's okay. That's okay. And backed away from him. And he went, well, if you need anything, if you want me to go up ahead and call for a tow truck for you, I'll do that. She goes, oh, that'd be nice. Thank you. And she's like clutching her bag and shit with him. And
wow.
He told that story.
That's gotta feel horrible, man. Damn.
And he says, and this is right around that time with Ted Bundy.
Right.
He says, and he goes, you get a guy like Ted Bundy pulls up and offers a help, and he looks so handsome and looks so nice, but he's a killer.
Yeah.
And he says, it's always bothered me the way people misjudge people based off of what they look like.
Yeah.
And
that's
that's
the same guy that Clint used as the biker gang leader and friggin' Any Which Way You Can.
That's him. Good stuff, man. I love him as an actor.
Yeah, he's good. Yep.
And
he's probably a sweetheart. I mean, everybody that plays bad guys are always sweethearts underneath, man.
He was just the nicest guy. Clint Eastwood was friends with him. That's why he used him. He liked using his friends in his movies.
Right.
Because it was kind of fun. We get to hang out and get paid for it.
Who
else does that? Oh,
right.
Adam Sandler.
Kevin Costner does it. I mean, the guys that make a lot of movies together, they have their entourage that they keep busy. The Dirty Harry movies. I do remember there was a black fella that, the very first one when he asked him, do you feel lucky, punk? When he said, I just got to know.
Oh, he's a filmmaker. He's a filmmaker.
Every one of the every one of the Dirty Harry movies. Matter of fact, I think in the one where his girlfriend's in it, Sudden Impact, aren't they like best friends or something? And they're both cops or something like that. Yeah, that
is like one of the best lines right there. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Great fucking movie. And this is what we do. This is what we're doing. We're kind of off topic here, but we're still talking about movies.
Oh, yeah.
And our love for movies.
Yeah.
I love to talk about movies. Now, this is a great moment because Redford plays like he doesn't know he's there. And he sits at the other booth and he looks up and he hears him say his name. And then goes over there and he's all nervous and stuff. It's all part of the act. It's the grift.
Yep.
So what were you talking about, Gambit? Speaking of Laurence Olivier, Francis Ford Coppola fantasized about him as Don Corleone, The Godfather. Oh, that would have been awful. But of course, his... I knew what you get. Brando, not Brandon. Although that would be funny if we call him Marlon Brandon. The guy with two first names. So there it is. That building right there in that shot is, let me go back so you can see it. I got to pause right there. See that building there in the reflection on the right? That's the window they were looking out of in Star Trek, the original series. When they're on that planet with that, where they have this maddening where people lose their mind.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same street.
So this is the back lot that they're shooting.
It's back lot.
Yeah.
This part's back lot. And then they'll cut to an alleyway and we're back shooting in Chicago.
Yeah.
I love the way they did that. And this window he's standing in, that one right there, is the restaurant that you see them eating in Bones all the time.
Wow.
Same spot.
Wow.
Now I taught Anima how to spot the difference between a real street and is the sharpness and the height of the curves, because they're designed a certain way for movie studios. Whereas normal streets get wear and tear on their curves, so you see a smoothing. You'll never see the smoothing of the backlot. See this? Look at the curb. how sharp the angle is on the curb.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you can tell you're in a fucking movie set. Also, alleys like this that don't make any sense between buildings, alleys don't exist like that in the real world.
Right.
Also, they'll show this one street in the movie. It's in the movie. I think it's earlier. Yeah, when he jumps on, he's running from the bad guys from his apartment, and they're shooting and chasing him because they were in his apartment. And he jumps on a street sweeper, and he rides away into the distance. And as the camera follows him riding down the street, and they're like, "Where did he go?" You see suddenly the street bends left. Hollywood. The streets don't do that in real life.
Not unless the terrain calls for it. I mean, there's
you see some cities like Chicago,
Yeah.
New York. You don't have streets like that bend. That you have straights, and then you might get angles like you do in DC. But when you look at DC from the sky on a map, you suddenly see that there was a logic behind the design of their weird streets, which is to look like the Mason symbol.
Well, like in downtown Shreveport, it's all squared off, right? Major downtown area, but just off of downtown where the Municipal Auditorium is, where Elvis started his career at the Louisiana Hayride radio show.
Yeah.
There's an intersection where you can go two different directions when you go right. You can go an immediate right, or you can go a diagonal right. You know what I'm saying? It's got and they have a road on either side of the Municipal. So yeah. James Burton Studios right across the street. I always take the clients by there to show them the statues that are on the outside.
Almost all of the interiors, Gambit, are at the studio. I don't think they did any interiors on real locations unless it was them exiting a place. All the interiors were on the studio backlot. Everyone does homage to is Gunfight at the OK Corral. No. But I do like that episode a lot. No, the one I'm talking about is, it's like The Maddening. It's where all the young people lose their mind and go out and have crazy violence and sex for one day.
Yeah.
And it's there's this like godlike being that tells them to go do this.
This is a great scene. This is what sets up the big one at the end of it, because this is what makes him comfortable in this environment. He wins at this one. This is how they set him up, man.
Yeah, they set him up. He does 2 wins, a smaller win, a medium win, and then he's going to go all in.
Right.
And what they did for that, also, by the way, I love the Mission Impossible moment again, because that's what this is. This is Mission Impossible. Them putting up this phony thing in order to trick a political leader into giving them plans for an atomic bomb. Is when he goes into that guy's fucking office. Gould does with the other dude. Goes into that office and tells him, "Oh, we got the company or the owner wants us to paint this office." So he goes, "Well, can't I just stay here and do my work?" He goes, "We'll have to cover you with tarp because we can't get any paint on anything." He goes, "All right, how long is it going to take?" No more than an hour. We'll be done. So he leaves, and then they bring him in the back way into that fucking office. Robert Shaw's character, sneak him in because we got to go in quiet, because this guy's well known and works for the state and all this shit. And so they go in there, and he's eyeing everything. You look at Robert Shaw in that scene. He's looking at everything in that office. And Gould sells it when he gets on the intercom, telling the receptionist, "I'm going to be gone for an hour. Hold my calls." And fucking sells it to the bad guy, the Mark. But outside in the office, the receptionist and the guy he's painting the office for are like, what? They're like confused. And finally he stands up and he walks to the office. By the time he opens the door, they're all gone. And part of his wall is fucking painted an ugly green. That's so fucking funny. Like nobody would pick that fucking shade of green.
Yep.
Times wrote that the film was so good-natured, so obviously aware of everything it's up to, even its own picturesque frauds that opt to go along with it. Yeah. One I'm trying to do it, buddy. I'm reading it. So let me do it while I'm reading it. One forgives its unrelenting efforts to charm, if only because the sting itself is kind of a con game, devoid of the poetic. It's also a con on the audience because we get tricked in the end. And then what's this last one? Pauline Kael of the New Yorker was less enthusiastic, didn't like the film, writing that the film is meant to be roguishly charming entertainment, and that's how most of the audience takes it. And I say to Pauline, I hope you died happy as a feminist. I hope that was worth it. And don't get me wrong, I support original feminism, equality. But the militant feminists are just impossible to fucking have a conversation with. Everything's penis related to them. Speaking of that, I worked at Wagner Metal Arts. I was originally I was a wax artist. My job was to take the molds of these statues and pour wax replicas using the slosh method. You pour in molten wax and you move them. Some of these things were like 300-pound molds that I'd worked with, but I was very good at what I did. And there was this girl that got brought in to be a cleaner. Her job was to help clean up the wax before it goes to being used in the lost wax process for pouring bronze. Okay. And she was, fuck it. I don't know if she even knows who I am anymore. Her name was Sarah Heinbaugh. And I'm like, she said Heinbaugh. And I went, or not Heinbaugh, Hyman, Sarah Hyman. And I looked at her and I went, really? Your family is where the taint came from. She did not like me.
Obviously.
We got along pretty well. And I ended up saying that to her one day when she was getting all militant with me and said, that whole thing, you seem to get along with me pretty well, Gary. I don't threaten your masculinity, do I? And I said, no, Sarah, do I threaten yours? Which I stole from a McCloud episode. We used to have the video. And I've had that joke laid in the back of my head for that one moment. Just sleeping restfully in my brain. Yeah, that's where he jumps off. Yeah, he just jumped off there down below into that alley of hobos. And he ain't going to fucking jump down there. He's yelling, hooker, I'm going to get you. This is real Chicago. I love the intermixing of Hollywood and real Chicago in this movie. I find that, look, I got to be honest with you. I find what I don't like about most movie critics is they drink their own fucking soup.
Yeah.
And fuck you, man. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Which one was the shorter rounder out of Siskel and Ebert? Was it Ebert?
That was it was Ebert. Roger Ebert.
Okay. All right.
I knew him. And
I liked him.
Stories about
I
him.
liked him.
I got along with him pretty well too.
His nose
Gene
was
Siskel,
so far up in the air. I was like,
he was this
dude.
Yeah, he was a snob.
On. Yeah.
But Ebert, my problem with Ebert was his unrealistic way of doing reviews, that he would go at a film and then he would base it on that specific genre, his review, and it was an honest review. But then he would turn right around and do another film that was substandard to other films in the genre and go good with it because it had the right politics in it.
Oh.
And I called him out on that movie Bound, which Janine Gershon, whatever her name is, and
Gershon, Gina Gershon,
Gina Gershon, and Jennifer Tilly.
Oh my God, yes, that movie, yes.
And I'm telling you, the movie's not very good. But
I don't care
if you like watching women make out because it's fucking hot. But it's not a very good movie. And I told Ebert, I said, if you had said that it was a good film if you like soft porn, I wouldn't be saying this to you. But the fact is, you're being disingenuous when you gave it a good review because it's not as good as other films in the genre. And you're acting like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, that was the Wachowski brothers back when they were still boys. Okay, here's the paint scene.
I won't
You wanna
say
talk-
anything.
All I know is both of them were conned by a feminist. She conned both of them into doing that. She fucking worked their brains against themselves. And I feel bad for them. I think they're victims. But now they're out there doing the same thing, so I don't feel sorry for them. God, Ray Walston, man. My favorite movie of his, other than the TV show My Favorite Martian, I loved him in Damned Yankees as the devil. The baseball musical. I fucking love that movie.
No,
Damned
I
Yankees.
haven't seen that. I need to see that.
Oh, go find it. Tab Hunter. Fucking Ray Walston.
Him doing the devil. Oh my god, I had to see that.
Which one's Ray Walston? Is he the other guy painting?
That's Gould. That guy is Gould with the mustache.
The other older guy.
Yeah, he's also the race announcer in this.
Right.
Fucking alleyway right here. This
the
is
thing
a
I
real
remember
alleyway.
the most with him in it is the 90s version of The Stand, the miniseries. He was the old man in it. Yeah.
I don't remember him in that.
Yeah. The four of them that take the walk at the end of it. Yeah. He's the old man.
I've not seen that movie since the 90s.
Well, it's a miniseries.
You know, it
was a miniseries.
I just wasn't into Stephen King.
Yeah.
For that book, I didn't give two shits about his fantasy books. I just thought, oh,
that's my
you are
favorite
not
Stephen King.
that good of a writer.
I'm not a fan of most of his stuff, but that's my favorite book he ever wrote because it had religious overtones to it, and it was. The Stand is excellent. I love it, man. It almost predicted the COVID thing that was coming years ago, and that he wrote back in the late 70s, early 80s, I think.
Yeah. Edith Head, but we were talking about that shit even back then, so it wasn't that far. But Edith Head was the costume designer on this, and she also won an Oscar. Like I said, this movie swept the Oscars that year.
Yeah.
And ironically, the soundtrack won too. Even though it's not an original soundtrack, it's an adaptation of Scott Joplin's music, and redone by Marvin Hamlish, who I'm not a big fan of, but he got a hit out of that song, "The Entertainer."
The Entertainer is a famous piece of music. Yeah,
this is a real street in Chicago. Oh wait, no, this is Los Angeles. This is a street in Los Angeles, and I thought this is great because there are certain angles that they shot Los Angeles at where it looks like parts of Chicago. So they were able to shoot in Los Angeles for certain locations, shoot on the back lot, and then do certain shots in Chicago. And that's one of the ways they kept the budget down, was shooting at the studio or near the studio.
The only thing that gives it away for me is the height of the buildings down the street. Not skyscrapers. They're a little bit shorter. Yep.
Robert Shaw, look at those. Like, he doesn't trust any of these motherfuckers.
No, he doesn't trust anybody in this movie, and they still pull it off.
Here it is. This is when he goes over the intercom, and then they walk out, and then he walks in and finds his room partially painted in that putrid green.
Yep.
Oh my God, what a great fucking moment in film. Well, I don't know if that was a real limp, but it's used in the story. You'll recognize him by his limp, is what's said in the movie.
Oh, so the limp apparently was his. But
really?
He persuaded him to keep the limp. Maybe maybe exaggerated a little.
Enhance it. Enhance, like Blade Runner. Enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Leg 2. One syllable below the knee. Enhance.
Now, oddly, Shaw is one of the few actors from the United Kingdom who did not do any service that I'm aware of. I don't think he served in the military.
Robert Shaw?
Yeah, I don't think he did. I'm going to go look real quick.
I'll do it for you.
Early life, Robert Archibald. What a fucking name. Robert Archibald Shaw. Look at that fucking name. That's a $20 name right there. When Shaw was
that was because he had injured his knee during a soccer match. So there you have it.
Yeah, it doesn't show him ever having served. I'll look it up. Military service. See if that brings up anything. The name Robert Shaw refers to several distinct individuals. All right, fucking Robert Shaw, actor, military service. He did serve in the military during World War II. Did his national service.
Trained with the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art.
In contrast, another American actor named Robert Elmer Gottschall, who sometimes used the stage name Robert Shaw, served in the U.S. military, but he did serve in the British military.
Says here Royal Air Force.
The British Army's Royal Corps of Signals is what it shows here. And let's see who this is referenced from. That is from a biography page dedicated to him. Fucking love Robert Shaw, man. Goddamn, love that guy.
He's great, no doubt.
I love how everything goes down that last day. First, you have the scene with Robert Redford leaving the apartment, goes in the alleyway, and doesn't see the guy following him this time. And starts walking down the alleyway, and there she is, just walking towards him. And he's thinking, like, what are you doing here? You know that's what's going through his mind, not knowing she's got a fucking gun and she's an assassin for the Irish mob up in New York, or an assassin for the Italian mafia because her character's Italian, and but that the Irish use. I love the way he picks the races too. This is the one. This is the one we're going to use. And he goes through them all. He's going through all the ticker tape till he finds the perfect race, and he goes, "That's the race I'm going to call." And he starts throwing in bullshit. It's like raining here on the greens, here at Preakness, and just like making up all this shit. It's great. Yeah, Guys and Dolls, and you want to talk about a movie with a lot of turmoil in the back, because Brando and fucking Sinatra did not like each other. They tried at first to get along and could not get along. What's this? It didn't get so much notoriety in the U.S. when it came out. Yeah, it's that movie is a film that's a favorite of mine. Jodie Foster and what's the name that played Chachi on Happy Days?
No.
What?
I don't know.
Oh. I'm like, you were telling me nope. And I'm like, yes, fucking him, whatever his name is. I forget his name.
Sorry.
So Bugsy Malone is about a bunch of kids that are mobsters.
Yeah.
And instead of having machine guns, they have splooge guns. Yeah, splooge. That fires. It fires like it's like a machine gun of cream pies.
Yeah.
It smashes them in the face. And if you get splooged in the movie, your character's kind of dead in the film, even though everybody comes back at the end for a big dance number. It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
it's a kid movie. I read the book before I saw the movie. And I remember sitting in my room reading that book, going, "Oh, I want to see this movie." Because I was a dumb kid.
We were all dumb back then. It was fun.
He plays this character to the hilt, you know. Mm-hmm. She works in a diner, waiting for that opportunity to fucking kill him. He has no idea. We don't have any idea until the morning of. And this is the one where I think she ends up, he goes to her apartment later that night. He's stressed out and needs to bust a nut. Yeah, Scott Baio. Thanks, Fred. Scott Baio. Yeah, I've heard a lot of allegations about that show. I don't believe them. I didn't like the show. I got to be honest, because you know why? I can't stand Scott Adkins, and he was like his best friend in real life. Could not stand that guy, and he was in that movie. Or Chris Atkins. Is it Chris Atkins?
That sounds correct.
I gotta go see what that movie was called.
Scott Baio, wasn't he trying to date Joni at one time? Something like that?
They did. They had their own show.
Yeah.
It flopped.
Joni Loves Chachi. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he and Adkins did this movie about like someone getting magical powers or some shit. I did not go see that movie. Yeah, Joni Loves Chachi, 1982 to 83, 17 episodes. Yeah. That did not work.
No. No.
Charles in Charge. Where is that fucking movie? Okay, I'm getting annoyed. Am I in this? It's actor. Okay.
Don't let it get to you, Gare. Don't let it get to you.
Baby Talk. Oh, I remember this ABC TGIF TV series they did on Fridays.
I thought it was called Fridays. You talking about the sketch show they did?
No, this was TGIF. It was a TV show.
Okay.
It was for kids, mostly for kids.
Okay.
Family Hour, not the other show. Which I like that show, Fridays. Mm-hmm. That was fun.
That's the first time I saw Kramer was on that show. He was on that show. I'll never forget. He did a sketch about a dude that was hanging out a roller skating rink, a middle-aged guy around a bunch of teenagers, and he had these tight shorts with yellow shorts with red lightning bolts pointing towards his crotch and shit. It was fucking hilarious. The guy that plays Kramer, I can't remember the real guy's name, but on Seinfeld, he was on that show. Yeah.
Get ready.
Huh? I found it.
I need your help.
I found the movie. I found the movie. Go ahead.
Please, can you change the studios?
Because he needs a certain video that's not here.
Exactly. Take us to Maine.
He needs a certain video, buddy.
Yeah, has been asked for it twice now.
It's in here. It's in here.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
It's up near the top.
There you go.
So I was trying to think of it's not Adkins, it's Willie Ames, who is the poor man's Chris Atkins. Fucking hated both of them, to be honest with you. Willie Ames was like his best friend in real life, Scott Baio. And they did a movie called Zap together, and then he was in the TV series Charles in Charge. And that movie Zapped was so fucking awful. I would not go see it in a movie theater when it came out. I did see it when it came to TV, and I went, dodged a bullet on that one. And by the way, I brought up the name Jack Kehoe. He's the guy that does the nose thing with Robert Redford at the end. He's his buddy that was with him when he got mugged by the cop. Jack Kehoe worked all the way up until 2020 when he died, and I'm assuming the coof got him, or the jab. But man, he is in some great fucking movies. He's in Serpico. He's in Midnight Run. He's in The Paper. Great fucking movies, man. But he blends in with the background. He's even in Young Guns too.
Really?
He's in Dick Tracy. Yeah. DOA, which I kind of like, but I prefer the original movie over the Dennis Quaid one. But he's in The Untouchables too. God, the guy was a regular character actor in so many fucking movies. And you would like, he'd have a different haircut or different facial hair, and you might not recognize him because he has one of those faces. It just sort of blends into the background. So here we go. We're now moving into the third act. And by the way, what Redford's character didn't understand is that Newman's character had put it all together, that he had taken that money. And that's why he put a guy on him. And Redford thinks the guy's out to get him when actually he's there to watch his back and make sure he's safe.
Yeah.
So this is when he goes back and he wants to hook up with her.
Yep.
He watches her turn on her light so he knows she's upstairs and home. So he slips in there and then slips in there.
Yaza.
Yeah.
That's one of those slow ones that takes you a moment to go, what did he just say?
What did he say? He slips in there and then he slips in there. Yeah. There you go. It's a great line he gives her, though. I'm just like you. I'm somebody just like you. I don't know anybody. Yeah. It's a great line. That's a really good scene. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. However, it only works because she needs him to do it.
Right.
It's a
well,
trap.
the thing that sucks is she probably could have killed him, except for her neighbor across the hall saw him and her. So
Slasher Fred, that's the movie that made me want to become a journalist when I was a kid.
What movie?
It. All the President's Men.
Man.
He's saying later on.
Which now we find out.
Yeah.
That what's his name? Fucking lies.
Woodward
Outright lies
as
a writer.
Have you ever heard Bill Murray?
It's not Woodward. It's the other guy. No, it's the other guy that he was talking shit about. Dustin Hoffman. Bernstein.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Bernstein? Maybe it was Woodward. I can't remember. But yeah, I saw Bill Murray talk about it, and he said, I read the first 5 pages of Wired.
Yeah. You saw the Joe Rogan interview. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he says, and when I read, after I was done reading those 5 pages, I put the book down and said, "Oh my God, Nixon was innocent."
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
This guy's
because this guy's lying about my friend. Yeah, this is nothing like,
making up shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was Woodward that wrote that book. Yeah. It was Bob Woodward. Yeah. Politics gone wrong. Look, I'll put it to you this way, boys and girls. That kind of shit goes on in the political sphere all the time. Those guys just got caught doing it. Okay.
Well, we saw the beginning of the deep state with the assassination of John Kennedy.
Dude.
And the deep state wasn't politically motivated. They were power motivated. And if they saw anybody as a threat, they removed them. Nixon was a victim of it too.
Eisenhower warned us about it.
I can only say this: that old kerfuffle about Watergate. Oh my God, they were putting microphones.
Truman said the biggest mistake he ever made was forming the CIA, and he advised Kennedy, "Don't keep him around."
Well, he was going to bust him up. Probably the main reason why he was liquidated, as they say. But the reason why I said that.
So this is a great moment. Hold on. Let me pause it. So
yeah.
Do what you're gonna do. Say what you're gonna say.
Well, I was just going to say, it's kind of to give you a sports analogy. There was a time when the New Orleans Saints basically lost their head coach and their general manager for an entire year for setting bounties on players, and giving them a bonus of like $1,000 if they knock somebody, hit somebody really hard and stuff like that. And they lost their coach and their general manager for an entire year. Once again, what is $1,000 to a millionaire? That's a nickel. Every team does it, but they got caught, and they got their wee spanked. You know what I'm saying? It's something that goes on a lot, and we just never hear about it.
Yeah. So this is the scene where he wakes up and he immediately checks his wallet.
Yeah.
And the money is still there. And so he's really taken aback by that, like in a good way. And so he thinks this lady is, you can see the wheels turning in his head. So when he walks out and sees her in the alleyway walking towards him, he doesn't really think much of it. He's like, you know, this is a woman I like. I've slept with her now, and she didn't steal my money. And that's all he's thinking. And that dude comes out from behind him, and she looks, he turns, and he fires, but he doesn't shoot Redford. He shoots her right in the fucking forehead.
I mean, a
Dropped
little bit lower, she'd have been hit right between the eyes. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, dead center of her forehead, man. Yep.
And he turns her over, and she's got a gun in her hand. And he says who she really is. I like this scene because it's set up, you think it's going to be to kill him.
Yep.
Great setup.
Yep. You thought for sure he had been outed by somebody, right? And they were coming to get him. Yep.
Every single person involved with that break-in had direct involvement with the CIA and the FBI. Not a coincidence.
No.
Just saying.
Just saying.
No such thing. Not in the government, man. So now you're wondering, like, what's he doing here? He's getting the bite-sized pellets that contain the fucking fake blood.
Yep.
Prepped.
I always wondered how much they paid the players. You know what I mean? The stand-ins, the guys that were just the window dressing
extras and shit.
Yeah, because you know they got a cut. You know, it may
There's
not.
There's a ton of extras in this,
right?
Not just with like people, but those driving around with the cars are extras too, and they're all over the fucking place this movie. By the way, I thought it was an interesting little thing that they threw in when they show these federal agents that work for him wearing straw hats, which is actually not a common thing, but it did occur with some of the guys that were feds. That during the summer months, they would wear, sometimes instead of fedoras, which they were better known for, some of them would wear a straw hat.
Yeah.
Because they were lighter on the head.
No, what I was talking about, Gary, was the guys that are actually working with them to pull this off in the story. I was wondering what their cut would have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all the background guys in that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're all getting their percentage.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to get as big a cut as the main players, but you know, they have to be getting some substantial payment or they wouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Considering how
now,
dangerous the mark is.
Yep. This is in how substantial their role is in it.
Right.
Background characters, you're just going to get a flat fee. But anyway, this is a great setup here. This I love shots like this, and it's done without a split diopter. This is done the old way with just a wide angle, and it's wide focus. So you have Robert Redford in focus and the guy in the foreground in focus, which De Palma was notorious for using split diopters. This didn't need one. They did it the old school way. And this, I believe, is Los Angeles. I think this is on location in Los Angeles in a real alleyway. And he starts walking down the alleyway. This guy's behind him with a gun. He looks up and sees her, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like really confused by that. Like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And
I thought she was going to kill the other guy. That's what I thought was going to happen. You know.
And you can actually see the gun. Now, I do want to point something out here. Silencers don't work with revolvers. And I never understood why they show that in TV shows and movies from the 50s and 60s, even in the 40s, I think, revolvers. Why? Because the chamber has a gap between it and the barrel.
There's nothing quiet about that.
Bulk of the noise you hear comes from that spot. Because that's most of the sound of the round going off. So you put a silencer on the front, you're still going to fucking hear the bang. It's not silencing much of anything.
No.
I think there's one handgun that I've read listed that because the chamber sat so close when it rotated to the barrel rested against it, where a silencer could work with it.
Yeah.
But past that, revolvers and silencers don't go together, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was a Hollywood thing. It was just dumb.
Yeah.
Automatic pistols. And they're called automatic because they automatically load.
That's it.
So he goes, "Come on, kid, run. You got to get out of here." You know?
And then he explains to him in the car what's going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, your buddy, your partner, had me put on you for a while because he knew about, and it's like he's sitting there going, he knew this whole time and didn't let me know he knew.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to keep it from him.
Yep.
He was afraid that it might interfere. The Steven Spielberg movie, The Post, had a reference to the Watergate scandal at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it was a black eye for journalism, because I believe that it was really when yellow journalism started again in America.
Well, as a kid, I thought it was cool, and that's what made me want to do it. Because, like you, Gary, I loved movies as a kid, and it, you know, when I saw that one, I said, "Yeah." And when I got
Anna
out of the
was
army,
shocked
that's
when
what
I said it. She and I were talking. She goes, after seeing this movie, she goes, "You watched this when you were 9." I went, "I loved this movie when I was 9." Yeah, I watched. My dad kidnapped me, and he couldn't afford a babysitter, so I went with him. If he went to a movie, I had to go with him. That's how I saw Serpico. Mm-hmm. I saw Al Pacino's character get shot in the face.
Yeah.
In that movie, and it fucking had an impact on me, but not in a bad way. I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, how did they do that? Because I know it's a movie.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
There's that place again.
In the 70s, you could be a little kid, but if you were with your parents, you could get into any movie.
Oh yeah. Shit, yeah.
I did that
because they were R-rated, and R-rated means you had to have a parent with, or no, was that PG?
PG.
Okay, R-rated, you had to be 17 to get in. But I'm with you. I went and saw the Amityville Horror when I was like 14 or 15, and my cousin that was old enough to get in took me to it. I mean, yeah, they let us go to R-rated movies back then.
When I was like 5 or something like that. And I saw the whole scene with the orca ripping the leg of the
off
girl.
The chick, yeah. What was that chick's name? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Let me look it up real quick. She was.
By the way, that movie that he's bringing up here, Up Close and Personal, it's a good film. It's not great. It's a good film. Is a lot of people don't know is based on the memoirs of Jessica Savage, TV news anchor.
Okay.
But by the time the movie was done, it bore such little resemblance to the real woman that, they changed the name.
Yeah. The girl that lost her leg in Orca was Bo Derek. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Bo Derek.
That was her. Yeah.
She got it. She got it. Here you go. You got your back door, awesome one? Here you go, man.
You got a back door to this place?
What's wrong with the front?
Look, I don't have time to mess around. There's a guy there. I don't need to see.
That's a back door from this movie. There you go.
Back door.
Hooker got hooked.
Also, Johnny Hooker seems to be attracted to very ugly women.
Oh,
as is Paul Newman. Paul Newman's character is also attracted to not a very attractive woman. Eileen Brennan, brilliant actress, not pretty. And if you've never seen Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn, you've not seen Eileen Brennan at her best. She is so fucking good in that movie.
It's a good movie, man. It's a good movie.
Look at this. Look at this. Yes, this has been brought out to the light this week. People have making second channels and getting better numbers in 1 month.
Absolutely, because like Joe streamed one of our videos He got more
yeah,
views than us.
I get at least 1,000 a week on that thing. The friggin' Delta Force one. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
There you go.
Most watched videos, and it's a simulcast from this channel. Stupid.
And remember, this week
There he is. He's
the-
see the guy
they-
wearing the straw hat in the background.
We were
Hold
so
on,
busy
go back.
talking about other things,
I
but
wanted
that
people
is
to
so
see the straw
great. The
hat.
little touch
That
they
was-
put in there to get him, where he sits down next to him and he says, "To win, I told you to place. He's going to come in second." And the Shaw just loses his mind, and that's what gets him to where he's not even thinking. He just knows he's got to get out of there as soon as the cops show up. Right? Oh man.
Well, he doesn't want to leave. He
No.
wants his fucking money.
No.
But Charles Durning, who's a real cop, not part of this thing, is saying, "You got to get out of here. There are 2 dead bodies in there."
Yeah.
And he's a bent cop. That's his character. His character is on the tape.
Yeah.
And I love this movie for this thing, because what they did is they created an incident within their con to where he had to leave and couldn't stay to try to reclaim his money.
That's
which
awesome.
is they shoot each other.
Yeah.
Or Paul Newman shoots the kid, and then
And
the
the-
cop shoots
the cop shoots him.
the Fed.
Yeah,
shoots-
and
FBI.
the FBI guy.
Fed.
Yeah. And that's the one that blew me away. I had no idea the FBI guy was in on
And they're
it.
all
I was like,
in on
wow.
it. He kneels down, he rolls the kid over, looks at him. He says,
He's gone.
"Well, you did it, kid. He's gone.
Oh,
You did it." And he opens his eyes. He says, "You can open your eyes." And he opens his eyes and smiles with the blood coming out of his mouth. I fucking love that moment.
yeah.
This
It's
movie
pretty good.
was a rousing, joyful film.
Yeah.
Pulling these little cons off.
Well, it seemed
And I
to
root for
me
these guys.
just the way they shot it and everything. It was an ode to old Hollywood. Is what it was. And
Yeah.
we had already entered an era in
Well,
the 70s.
They don't
You know.
target.
Yeah.
They don't target good guys. They target bad guys.
Yeah.
They're Robin Hood.
Yeah.
And his merry men. They target villains.
Is there
And look at these
anything
two just
better than
smile at each
watching
other,
Paul
and-
Newman giggle, man? It's got the greatest smile when he's laughing, dude. It's not even funny. Good Lord.
Dude, both have
Yeah.
both have contagious smiles.
Yeah.
And I love the end of this, because it felt like these two have to do another one. They've done
Yeah.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 2 guys who were killed. You still like them, because they're scoundrels. You see them as scoundrels.
Yeah.
I love this where she hugs him. That's his woman in the story, and I'm like, Paul Newman, Eileen, no. Joanne Woodward
There you
is he
Yeah.
would be with, not Eileen
Right.
Brennan. I love her as an actress, but no.
Yeah.
And here it is. This is great. I love this moment. And I had to remove the music so we didn't get a claim on that video. And I'll play the video right now. We can pause for a second as they're walking away. And I love the way the Irish closes on them.
Yeah.
It's
Very
the end
cool.
of the story. It's so classic the way they do it. But I love this moment.
You're not going to stick around for your share? Nah, I'd only blow it.
I love the use of that as a signal, because when the bank teller is at the bank, Paul Newman stands in the background, and that famous image of him doing that to somebody is actually to the bank teller. And the bank teller quits his job. He fucking walks out. He's part of this fucking. I love that fucking moment, man. Holding down, because this is something I've noticed with real criminals that I've met in my life. Like I had this one guy that I worked with. He was a fucking pimp and a drug dealer. And he was our cook at this facility I worked at. Facility. I wanted a facility. That's a word that you sound drunk. If you're not careful, you sound drunk when you say facility.
Yeah.
Facility. Anyway, that word always kills me. Since I was a kid, that word, I'm just like, why does that word sound so fucking weird? It's just, why did they have to make it so complicated with the consonants and the vowels? Anyway, so you've got this guy that works as a cook in our kitchen. Nicest guy I've ever fucking met. Funny as the day is long. A fucking criminal. And he's like, yeah, man. You know, he was Hispanic. He's like, yeah, man, come on over. Yeah, come on over to my house this weekend. Have some barbecue. We're barbecuing. I went, okay. And I go there, and I show up there, and a fucking off-duty cop is there buying fucking weed. And I'm saying this. It's being done in front of me, and I'm like going, am I going to get murdered tonight? Right. I got really fucked up weird by this whole thing. And then he kept going, yeah, any of my girls, man, you go ahead, man. Take them in the back. And I'm like, they're hot. And I'm like, no. I've never done it. Never going to do it. I'm like, you know,
when your brain tells you not to do something, you should do it, man. Yeah.
Don't do it. Listen to the red flags.
I was a bartender.
I'm a Catholic.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a Catholic, and I grew up an altar boy. And there is still an altar boy that lives inside my head. And people that knew me in the army, like, dude, you have banged so many female soldiers. Like, I banged a woman in basic training. And I was at the bowling alley, and she was there. She was permanent party. She was stationed there at the fort. And I went back to her place, banged her, and then I caught a bus back to post where I could go back to because she lived off post. And I was able to go back. I caught a bus and then walked the rest of the way to my barracks. And drill sergeants, after a certain point, stop watching you. It's usually about week 4 to 5 is when it happens. They stop being hard asses on you because they've seen you've either gotten it or you've got recycled. Right. You know what recycled means.
Oh, yeah. You start over from the beginning.
You get one more chance.
Everybody fears it. Let me tell you.
If you don't get it, they kick you.
There's certain points in training. If you don't pass it, you get recycled, and you got to start all over again. It's bad. Yeah.
So at Fort Leonard Wood, there at St. Robert's, there used to be a row of car dealerships for soldiers. These were fucking con men that were there to make a quick buck on soldiers, selling them lemons. This is back before Missouri adopted the lemon law. So they could sell them these cars, and then the dealership would be gone the next week, and a new one would move in. And then they had a titty bar. And the guys, the sergeant, our drill sergeant, wanted to take us out, and he took us to a titty bar. And I got to the fucking door, and I couldn't go in.
Oh, man.
And everybody with me was floored because I'm the filthiest minded, most foul-mouthed man on this planet they'd ever met. And I wouldn't go into a titty bar. And I'm just that way. I'm weird like that. And I went into a titty bar with my coworkers at TruckNet. And one of their favorite stories was to tell that every single time a girl would walk up to me to ask me if I wanted them to dance for me, my head would go to the ground. And I would just look down and talk to them. No, ma'am, thank you, then. Here's $10. I give them money. Go away. And I don't know why I'm that way, man. I don't want to ogle women unless they want me to. That's the thing with me.
With me, we called it close. If I saw an outfit,
that's just insane, man. I couldn't do that because
I give her money. I was like a mobster at the friggin' at the strip club because I would give her money. She got hit on more than I did. She'd tip the ones that I thought had a nice outfit, and then she'd go shopping for it. We were much younger then. Okay, boys and girls. Yeah.
Slasher Fred says, except it doesn't have the Porky Pig. Yeah, when it goes down. Yeah. That's all, folks. I always loved. I used to do Mel impressions of the characters from Mel Blanc because I could kind of emulate his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, sort of like the Looney Tunes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's what you were talking about. And that's just the iris on the lens closing. Well, that's how they used to do it. Now, that one, they may have done it with an effect afterward, but they didn't have great effects back then, so I suspect it may have still been an iris shot. Love Looney Tunes, man. God damn. I got into a conversation with Nads the other night on Zax's stream. I wasn't on the show. I was in the chat, but I brought something up, and it made her go off on a tangent about the the Roadrunner theme. And she was talking about a different theme. I was talking about the Roadrunner show theme. Roadrunner, the coyote's after you. Roadrunner, he catches you.
You through. Yep.
Yep. That was, I love that too. She goes, no, that's not the song. And I'm like, okay, you've lost me. I have no idea what fucking song you're talking about, Nads. But I love Nads. She's so fucking awesome. I want to get back to doing shows with her and Greg. I fucking love hanging out with those two. Even Martin does, even though he won't admit it.
What?
He acts like a snob with Nads and with Greg, acting like that he's above them. I'm in here to help you guys. You're lucky you have me. Martin's sitting there going like, what the fuck's going on?
What is he talking
right
about?
now?
What have I done?
Yeah, he loves them as much as I do. Martin does. I love Nads and I love Greg. They're just so much fun to hang out with. She's a 90s girl though. So like we're talking about horror movies from the 80s and she's kind of out of her element. So we ended up creating, 90s horror night or Fright Night. What do we call it, Martin? I forget the name of the show.
80s
and
Fright Night.
We need to get back to it. 80s Fright Night. We created 90s Fright Night just so we could do like movies from the 90s that she likes to talk about. And she's so much fun. I'll do anything for that girl. I just fucking dig her. She's got a great fucking asset as, with the brain. Not to mention, look, man, she's married. I'm not flirting with her in any way, shape, or form. Great knockers.
Oh my God.
And she does show them. She'll push them right up into the camera. And I'm like, hey, man, other guys like that. And it's the one show a week I did back then that really was guaranteed to have a girl on it. And now, because Anima is in every one of our shows, except for today, because I don't think she's feeling well today. She sent me a bunch of messages. And she said she wanted to show up, but then didn't. And I'm assuming it's because she felt like crap. So, and she didn't like the movie. I got to be honest, guys. I don't hold it against her. I don't. I just don't understand why she doesn't like it. I don't understand what it is she doesn't like. You bastard. I hope I'm going to clip that.
I say that to her face. If the movie's fun,
actually,
she was like,
when I was a kid, it sounded more like he said meep meep.
Meep meep.
Yep.
With
meep,
the
meep.
Roadrunner. Yep.
Yeah,
meep,
it's MEEP.
It didn't
meep,
sound
meep.
like beep beep because I didn't hear the sound. I heard
No.
meep 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 meep.
Meep.
Yeah, meep.
I'm with
So
you,
I thought,
buddy. That's what I heard. Meep meep. That's for sure.
Even though it is supposed to be kind of beep beep, but the fact is he says meep meep. And
All right,
by the way,
guys.
as a kid,
Oh.
I grew up around real Roadrunners, and we would race them in Phoenix.
Oh wow!
You'd go out in the desert, and you would go by them, and you'd slow down, and then you would start speeding up, and it would fucking pace you, man. And for a certain point, and then you fucking lose them, and it's great. It's fun racing Roadrunners. They're little tiny birds,
buddy.
They're not
I love
big.
you, but I got to go. I got a show at the
Yeah,
bottom.
I'm getting
of the
tired
hour.
of your shit.
I know.
distract
I
me
give you
from
so
my
much
work.
shit. Yeah, I give you so much crap.
You're a great part. You're part of this channel. That's why I like having you on the thumbnails.
I know it, brother. I enjoy being here. You know that. I'm always pushing your stuff. I don't know if you ever watch any of my stuff, but I push your stuff all the time. Just ask Martin.
I try to pop in, but I don't watch a lot of my friends' stuff because I'm usually that's when
busy.
I'm working or sleeping.
You've got too much.
And it's like
you're like me. You don't have enough hours in a day in a good way. Yeah.
And it pisses me off because I see what you guys are talking about. I'm like, oh, I'd really love to hang out and talk about that. But then I'll catch that moment where I'm taking a break and I'll look over. I'm like, who's streaming right now? And I go, look, who's streaming live right now? And I'll go, and I go hang out in their fucking chat.
But I gotta go. You guys be good. I'll see you for the next one.
Right, get out of here,
Monday
buddy.
we're doing Jeremiah Johnson, right? Is that right?
Well, we're going to talk about it, not doing him, for God's sakes.
Good.
Oh my
God.
God.
What kind of
I'm
movie
out of
you-
here. See you
What kind of
later.
show do you think we do?
Leave it to Gary to
Weirdo.
always make it weird, boys and girls. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy. But he is fun, and I always tease him. I said, you know, you're kind of a veteran.
Kind of.
But the fact is, you know, the MPs do a great job, and their jobs can be pretty fucking dangerous in the military. And but the fact is, you know, just like with Navy and Marines dislike SPs because they always feel like they're being rousted by them. It's the same thing in the military.
But listen, people said, "Oh, MP are brutish motherfucker." Dude, they have to deal with unruly, dangerous people trained to kill
all the time, just like in the real world. And I tell people that the military is a microcosm of our regular society. That's why if you look at crimes, all the different kinds of crimes you have in society, you go to the military, and statistically per capita, it's almost identical.
Yes, and you know, it's not only the military; it applies to every group of people.
Yeah. So yeah, there you have it.
How many people, regardless of the job they're doing, one day they say, "Oh, do you know that so and so got arrested by X for doing X?" And everybody, what? It happens everywhere.
Lauren bought these for me, by the way. This is Zevia. It's a cherry cola, 0 sugar, and I've never really been interested in that brand of sugar sweetener. But I got to tell you, this tastes really fucking good. It's cherry cola, and it has caffeine in it too. And I upped my dosage this week. I'm taking that medication, Monjuro. Well, it's another name brand, but it's the same drug. And they've upped me to 10 milligrams because I'm so close to being normal blood sugar again. I've gotten down to 7.5. And for me, normal would be 6. So close. So she bumped me up from 5 milligrams to 10 milligrams a week. And I'm having, right now, during the show, I've had gas. I didn't eat anything today. I'm burping, and it's sulfury burps. And I'm like, so this, but it's not as bad as what it was when I was on the other medication, which was just, I was nauseous from it. This is just mild. So I'm like, if this is the worst that it gets, I'll tolerate it and get my sugar down where she's happy. Penny, off to church. God
Bye,
bless.
Penny.
I'll see you later, okay? We love you. And I feel good because a few people know that I got mad at Danny. And Danny and I buried the hatchet. We talked. And I love the guy. I love the guy. He's a sweetheart. And I'm glad that I had a go-between friend of mine that said that he wanted to talk to me. I'm not going to narc on who it was. It was Martin.
That motherfucker.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, Martin, he messaged Martin because I had him blocked everywhere. I was so angry at him. So when Martin said that to me, I'm like, I think this would be a good time to talk to Danny. And so we did. We had a nice little talk. It's very short, very sweet. I'm not going to hang out. We're not going to, wear each other's underwear and anything like that. But it's nice to talk to him and know that we buried the hatchet and not in his head. Because I was actually pretty mad at him at one point that I could have, I wouldn't have done it. I would never harm him. But I really wanted to punch him in the face. I was so angry at him.
By the way,
but then I looked at it.
He had his birthday like 1 week ago or so. I wrote to him.
They don't give us that's the thing I don't like about Twitter. Twitter doesn't give us those updates like Facebook does.
Yeah.
A gunman came out of nowhere and shot him. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I don't want to talk about that, man. I don't.
Mm.
Yahoo and Google finally admitted that they've been censoring conservative people like me. And I suspect there are going to be lawsuits. I'm not going to sue because I'm not litigious, but I feel justified in what I've said, that I notice the more political I get, the lower our numbers get. And I know that's not true because it shows viewership was going up steadily. And then suddenly we see it start decrease sudden. And I call bullshit on that. And we still have the same audience coming to see us, just clearly that we're not being put up on YouTube's front page. And that's because they punish people like me who are slightly conservative. I'm not overly conservative. I'm what I refer to as a social liberal and a fiscal conservative. But I'm not so socially liberal that I believe bullshit like, a trans man is the exact same, or a trans woman is the same thing as a biological woman. I'm like, look, man, I grew up in the medical field. No, that's not how shit works. Not stupid, inherently or in other ways. It's slow though. I'm slow on the uptake on people because that's why friends of mine that know how to work me will play pranks on me, because they know that if they say something straight faced to me in a very serious manner, I will believe them. And then they get this gotcha, and then I'll just get really aggravated because I'm like, you betrayed my trust kind of feeling, because that's how I feel. Damn it. You, my trust and faith in you as a human being to fucking protect me. It's so funny, but God damn it, that makes me mad. And that's because I'm on the spectrum. I'm mildly on the spectrum. I do recognize facial expressions. I rely on it, but I'm so easy to do. If you say something really to me like you mean it, if you're somebody I know, I will take you seriously. Which one are we talking about here?
I noticed this one, I suppose. Yeah, this movie. Look at his.
This movie. Yeah, but this is a perfect film. It's like the editing is perfect, the writing is perfect, the acting is perfect, the direction is perfect, the music is perfect. I can't find anything. I have no complaint about this film. There's nothing in this film I had any problems with. And so I refer to this as a perfect film. Whereas I took issue with some of the stuff dealing with Butch and Sundance. The same thing that you have, which is you realize when you're watching it that this is a version of history that's not really being honest about everything like what they were, because they were fucking criminals. They did commit crimes. They did commit violence. And but still you fucking love it because it's Robert Redford and Paul Newman. And it's a classic. This movie, on the other hand, is perfect because you can actually, these characters are criminals, but the only people they go after are other criminals, the worst criminals, bad criminals, bad guys. And as I refer to it, you have stories where your protagonists are agents of karma. That is their primary function, is to deliver karma to the main villain in the story, the main antagonist. And I love stories that do that. I think that's fun. Yeah, and this movie is lean. I like that you threw frivolous in there. This movie is lean. There's not a wasted moment here. They don't do extended shots that doesn't have some sort of meaning. Everything has a purpose in this film. And they don't waste a moment of film time in it. And they still manage to trick you in the end with the feds.
I wasn't tricked by that. I was tricked by another. No, I knew the moment in which the Fed says to the cop, and you cannot tell this to the police. Oh, he's one of them. I knew it instantly. He's one of them. He's on the loop.
Yeah.
But the assassin, that shit flew.
Yeah, that caught me completely off guard.
Yes, I went to get what?
But they did that on purpose, that because he says get Solano on it.
Yes,
It says that name in a way that's the way a guy usually talks about another guy.
Yeah,
So
you
fools us.
you think Solano is the guy with the globes. I was it was the guys with the globe. And no,
he's a good guy. And they even got a guy, he's got a bit of a mug that looks like a gangster. He looks like a gangster, you know? Let's see, what's this? So this accounts for the considerable direction of George Roy Hill. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of George Roy Hill. I like some of the beefs he had in Hollywood because they're the kind of beefs that a guy like me would have had. And I love the kinds of movies that he was interested in making. I mean, Slapshot is one of my favorite sports films ever made. I love that fucking movie. I love Slaughterhouse-5. I love The World According to Garp. I did not like this movie, though. He did a military movie called Little Drummer Girl. Didn't like that one. And because I had a problem with females in the military, the way they're depicted. But then he did his last movie, and I'm not sure when he died, but he stopped making movies in like the 80s. And his last movie was actually pretty good. I tell people, I know it's got Chevy Chase in it. I know people don't like Chevy Chase, but it's actually a pretty damn good movie. It's called Funny Farm. And I love, again, another movie of his with a Norman Rockwell painting done for the poster, this time done by Drew Struzan. You know the one I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Funny Farm, 1988. Drew Struzan did this great poster. Again, with the Norman Rockwell Saturday Evening Post look to it. And let's see.
Yes, I'm seeing the poster right now with Chevy Chase and an egg broken on his head. And
right, open.
Yes, you can see,
no,
you can see the
that
eyes.
Is not the original movie poster. That is not the original movie poster. No. Hold on. I'm getting it for you. Open image in new tab. There we go. Share screen. Boom. All right. Add that up to the screen for me. And oh, that's blurry as fuck. Are you kidding me? But that's a Drew Struzan poster. And again, with the Saturday Evening Post look. Hold on a second. Let me go click here, copy, paste in here, and go. Right. Yeah, that was done later. This poster, that was done later. That's not Drew. That's Drew. That's the original artwork. That is not. That is. And she's gorgeous. I don't know what it is about her, but man, I like her on screen. The chick that plays his wife. She's got those eyes that look a little wall-eyed, but they're beautiful at the same time. So you don't care that they're mildly wall-eyed.
Yeah, just like with Anna Taylor-Joy. You just simply don't care.
Let me do this. I really do like this movie a lot. By the way, that's my old car. I drove a Jeep Wagoneer Classic, and there we go. Drew Struzan poster, and it's not Drew's work; it's the other poster. Well, they are just not going to fucking show it. This is not Google, by the way. This is Brave. Brave is a substandard fucking search engine.
Yeah, but it respects your privacy. And that is what I use.
Here's a movie that's on our list right there, The Great Outdoors. I plan to do that one too. But we need to do Funny Farm because I did find it funny. It's a fish out of water story about This couple that moves to the country thinking it's going to be great, get away from the insanity of the city, and the people in this town are just as insane. And I just so thoroughly enjoyed that shit. All these low-res images are just fucking frustrating. Yeah, Google doesn't do this. They give me better images. Copy link address, paste, and go. They're much better. Look at that. And you can see the common heavy outlines that Drew Struzan was famous for. Great poster. And again, like I said, they're still using that. George Roy Hill is still using that fucking Saturday Evening Post looking poster. Fucking works, dude. It works. So, well, anyway, guys, I guess we'll wrap it up. We still got 20 people watching, but we're gonna get that. Oh, Slapshot 77. Yep, that's where Paul Newman gets his teeth. Well, his tooth knocked out. And we did the movie. Brian did that one with us because he's a big fan of that movie too. And I love that movie. It's my favorite hockey movie ever made. Now, there are great hockey movies that I love. That one's the best one, Slapshot. Right after that one, I think The Goon is another one I really like. And The Goon 2 with Sean William Scott. And Liev Schreiber, by the way, is in that too. Chevy Chase is a fucking asshole that thinks he's funnier than he is. But he had some moments, man, in Hollywood. And I loved him in the first and second Fletch film. And the only reason he didn't come back for the third one was because his meeting with Kevin Smith went really badly. He was, in Kevin Smith's opinion, too arrogant. I don't trust Kevin Smith. I think Kevin Smith's half an idiot. I don't know which half of him is the idiot, but half of it is an idiot.
The upper half.
Where the upper half that cries, yeah, where he cries over everything. I'm still grateful though that he survived that Widowmaker.
Yeah,
I still hope one day we'll get old Kevin Smith back. But after he did that TV show with Greg, what's his name, on AMC, talking about inside Hollywood stuff, how movies are made, blah blah blah, and collectibles, he got his doorway into J.J. Abrams in Hollywood, and we lost Kevin Smith right then and there. That was it. The Kevin Smith we knew before that was not the same Kevin Smith we were seeing from that point forward. Completely different person.
Well, he saw the opportunity to get what the only thing he has only wanted. That is why you shouldn't live your life like that.
Yeah,
because either.
But I admire him because look what he did to make Clerks, selling his comic collection to fund that movie. That's great, man. I love hearing stories like that. The movie, it's not on my top 100 list. It's not. I really don't think it was all that well written. Really terribly acted, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I've seen Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation, European Vacation. Both those are good. I also like Vegas Vacation. Well, we started seeing a change in him with the drug use from painkillers because of the chronic pain he had. And he got addicted to them. And that has a long-term impact on your personality. And I think that's part of the reason. And hearing stories of what happened on the set of Community was disheartening because I love that show, and I hated him leaving the show, but he was being an asshole to everybody, and I'm like, got to fire him, man. When they get like that to where they're just being mean to people because they don't like something, they're not getting their way, they're not getting enough camera time, it's time to kick them. Because the show wasn't about Chevy Chase. The show was about the main character. What's his name? Did Talk Soup, took over Talk Soup and all that shit. Funny dude. He's a Dan Aykroyd type. He had a TV show that I wished had done well, got 2 seasons out of it, called The Great Indoors, where he worked for a nature magazine. And he was like this adventurer that got stuck having to work in the office all the time. It's true. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's you hear too often one side of the story. And there's always 2 sides, sometimes 3 sides. Don't believe me? Watch the movie Rashomon. There's 3 sides to that story.
Yep. Those have 3.
Ghosts have a say. Weird fucking movie, but goddamn, that was fucking awesome. And that's the movie that introduced the world to Shiro Mifune. So I look forward to a day when we can say words and not get dinged for it. Because there's a description for what Toshiro Mifune's character was in that film. He was a murderer and an horrorist. And we can't say that fucking word because, they got bots listening all the time. So anyway, let's get out of here. It's 2:30. Yeah, 2 hours and 31 minutes. So it's time for us to go. Happy to hang out with you guys. Glad you guys hung out with us while we talked mostly about this thing, but we talked about films in general. I like the way we talk about movies because great conversations spark new conversations. And that's really what's happening on our show. Is like we start on to something and that sparks something about another movie and we start talking about that. And I think that's fine because it just shows our love for movies. And I am an absolute cinephile. I love movies. I hope I die watching a movie. Or as I told one of my exes, how do you want to die? I said, I'd like to die under you having sex and just having climax. She goes, why? And I said, because it will scar you for the rest of your life. And I'm so evil for making that joke. But it was funny to me. I thought that was a hilarious thing to say. So, but I'm not known as a really nice guy. I'm a kind person, but I'm not known for being nice because I say things. I say some things that people only think.
What?
Nope. Don't let him on. Don't you let him on this show. Martin, goddammit.
The return of the Joe.
I've got to stop my feed because I've got to start my show. And you guys have started my channel.
Well, we're in here right now. So just say bye to everybody. I'm in.
Bye, everybody. See you later.
Bye.